Hey, what's up, Diamonds? It's your boy, Christopher Doc Reed, your favorite relationship and life coach out here one more again, telling you what your father didn't tell you and your mother did not know. So, let's do a little imagining. So, imagine that you are at some work event, it's a volunteer event, like Habitats for Humanity or something like that. And you go out here, somebody hands you a shovel and they say, hey, would you mind, digging a ditch, not a ditch, be like a huge ditch, but like this hole, okay? And you're like, okay, sure. You're like, a couple little shovels of dirt, we good. And so after that, the next day, say, for example, that there's some kind of banquet or something, okay? And, everybody's there and they say, you know what? We really want to take out time to acknowledge this individual, okay? Out of everyone else out there yesterday who, helped us, this person did far more than everyone else did. And you're looking around like, wow. You're like, that's impressive because I know what I did. And, it's like my arms are still a little sore, right? And they say, everybody, put your hands together and please help me to acknowledge the volunteer of the year. And then they say your name. And you like, and everybody's like, oh my God, that's so wonderful. And you like, come on up here and get this award. And you're like, okay. And you get up there with thank you. Okay. How would you feel? Okay. You know how you would feel? You would feel like a total fraud. Okay. So this is how imposter syndrome feels. Okay. Now, here is the big difference. Okay. You actually did all the work. I mean, you're a hard worker. Okay. With the imposter syndrome, but you feel unworthy of all the accolades that you get. You feel like that person is like, but you busted your hump. You're a person that works your behind off, okay? And you have this very intense work ethic, but there's always a feeling of not really being enough, or I don't really feel like I did that much. It's like you're trying to chase this standard that's always moving. The more you go up, the more it goes up. And you're never quite there. So when acknowledged, you don't really feel like you did something really. And so you'll end up doing a whole lot. But like I said, you're uncomfortable with any acknowledgement. And you're okay with giving and giving and giving. But, the receiving part, you're a little squeamish on that. And if you get a compliment, for example, it's hard for you to receive it, okay? And, so specifically we're talking about in relationships, all right? If someone wants to give you an expensive gift, for example, you're like, dang, why'd you spend so much money? I mean, why not? What's the problem with them spending money on you for all that you do and acknowledging that? But you know what? This makes the relationship very one-sided. All right. So where does this come from? What's the genesis of this? Probably as a child, you have very high demands placed on you. OK, but you receive very little acknowledgement in return. So maybe you had to get, all A's. And if you got that one B, it was hell to be paid. Or, this house better be spotless when I get home and all this other stuff. And you feel like Cinderella and all this kind of stuff. But like I said, you didn't get much else in return for that. So here's something that you got to understand. When there is an extremely high expectation, but a very low validation, that's where you get this gap, okay? And it creates this feeling of being an imposter, okay? Scripture says this, that a servant is worthy of their hire, okay? So the word that I want to key in on is worthy, all right? So that communicates value, worth. You have to know that you are worthy of receiving as a result of what you have done, okay? There should be an expectation that your worth will be acknowledged. And now, if you really want to get down to the heart of the matter, that it's really more about you, not so much what you do, because that's where the real value lies. This is the mindset shift that's needed to break free of this imposter syndrome. See, you don't have a problem receiving in a relationship when you know your value. This actually makes you a better giver. You're like, why does this make me a better giver? Because you're not giving from a place of fear. You're giving from a place of love. So now your giving doesn't leave you depleted. Think about it now. You do all this work and you going and going and going. You always feeling empty. Because I'm so scared that if I don't do enough, that I'm going to get rejected and I'm going to be in trouble and all this. No. See, when you give from a place of love, you give from a full tank, and now I give, okay? Now I'm not afraid of, well, what if they don't this and what if they don't? Hey, that's on you. I just freely gave. Okay, because I understand that I received. I understand that God has loved me. I understand that He has given me value. All right, so I give out of that place. And now I'm not giving because I'm afraid you're going to run. Hey, do what you need to do. Okay. And so, like I said, and also in return, when you do receive, you can do it with the understanding, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. You acknowledge what you've been exposed to. It's all good. We've gone back and forth with it, But let me ask you this question. Are you struggling with this imposter syndrome? Okay. Are you way more comfortable with giving than you are receiving? Do you feel like a fraud when being acknowledged for all that you do? If this is the case, you know what to do. Hit your boy up. Go to my website, ChristopherReed.org. Schedule your free 30-minute consultation so I can tell you how coaching can help you to break free of this imposter syndrome and feeling like you are a complete fraud. Also, join me every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in my closed Facebook group, The Diamond Mind, where we're talking about the stuff that you want to chop it up about. Recently, we talked about how to tell if a man really, 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 really loves you. There are many signs that we give, ladies, that that we're really into you, that like we are head over heels. You don't have to blindly just try to figure it out and guessing and being wrong and thinking it's this but it's really that. Okay, so join me in the Facebook group for that. Also, check out my series, Why He Married Her Instead of You, where, hey, listen, guys is telling you point blank, okay, this is how you can tell that I'm in love, that I'm over the moon, I'm out here. Okay, so go to my website to get all that information. I'm out of here. Y'all stay blessed. Peace.